I found an old tape recorder in the woods. Rusty. Dirty. The kind they stopped making in the 1980s. I cleaned it. I played it. And I heard voices. Clear voices. A man. A woman. A child. But here's the thing. I ran those voices through every database in existence. No match. Not even close. The man spoke with an accent that doesn't exist anymore. The woman used slang from a language that died out 100 years ago. And the child? The child sang a lullaby that was never written down. Those voices never existed. But they're on that tape. And they're saying something I can't unhear. My name is Sarah. I'm an audio archivist. I restore old recordings. Crackling wax cylinders. Faded magnetic tapes. Voices that would otherwise be lost forever. It's quiet work. Lonely work. I love it. Last month, I got a call from a hiker. He found a tape recorder in the woods. Deep in the woods. Miles from any trail. He said it looked old. Military style. Heavy. I told him to bring it in. When I saw it, my hands started shaking. It was a Nagra 3. Swiss-made. The kind used by journalists in Vietnam. The kind used by intelligence agencies during the Cold War. The serial number was scratched off. But the tape inside was intact. I cleaned the heads. I spooled the reel. I pressed play. The first voice was a man. Clear. Calm. He said something in a language I didn't recognize. Not English. Not French. Not anything I'd ever heard. I recorded it. I ran it through linguistic analysis. The algorithm came back with one word, unknown. Not undetermined. Unknown. As in, this language doesn't exist in any database. The second voice was a woman. Softer. Sadder. She spoke in the same language. But then she switched to something else. Broken English. Old English. Like from 1,000 years ago. She said, "They buried us alive. But we're still talking." I stopped the tape. I rewound it. I listened again. The same voice. The same words. I checked the timestamp on the tape. It was manufactured in 1972. That tape was recorded over 50 years ago. But those voices, they didn't sound old. They didn't sound modern either. They sounded like they came from somewhere else. Somewhere that doesn't exist on any map. The third voice was a child. A young girl. She sang a lullaby. I recorded it. I asked every folk music expert I knew. No one recognized it. Not the melody. Not the words. Then one old professor called me back. He said, that language died out in the 1800s. We only have fragments of it in old texts. There's no record of anyone speaking it fluently. And there are no known recordings of it. Ever. But I had a recording. A clear, pristine recording of a child singing in a dead language on a tape from 1972. I went back to the forest. The hiker gave me the exact coordinates. I stood where he found the recorder. Nothing special. Just trees. Moss. Silence. But I brought a metal detector. I swept the area for hours. And I found something. A trapdoor. Buried under leaves and dirt. Rusted hinges. Padlocked. I broke the lock. I climbed down. At the bottom, a room. Small. Concrete. Empty. Except for one thing. A wall. Covered in names. Thousands of names. Carved into the concrete. Different handwriting. Different dates. The oldest was from 1892. The newest was from 1989. I looked closer. Some of the names had numbers next to them. Like case numbers. I wrote them down. Back at my lab, I ran the numbers. They matched old missing persons files. People who vanished without a trace. People who were never found. From different countries. Different decades. All connected by a single thread. They all went into the woods. They all went underground. And they never came back out. I played the tape again. All the way through this time. At the very end, after the child's song, there was silence. Then a whisper. A man's voice. Quiet. Deliberate. He said, "We are not voices. We are not ghosts. We are the ones who refuse to be erased. The recorder is the only proof we exist. If you hear this, don't tell anyone. They'll find you. They'll take you. And you'll become one of us. I didn't tell anyone. Not at first. But I kept digging. I found old government documents. Declassified. They mentioned a project. No name. Just a code. Project Echo. The goal was to create a permanent record of disappearing languages. But the project went dark in 1972. The team vanished. All of them. I found one name from that project. A linguist. Dr. Helena Weiss. She disappeared in 1971. Before the tape was made. Before the project ended. But her voice was on that tape. I recognized it from old recordings of her lectures. I compared them. It was her. Speaking a language that didn't exist yet. I called the number on the declassified document. Someone answered. A woman. She said nothing for a long time. Then she said, "You found the recorder. You heard the voices. Now you know the truth. They're not languages. They're memories. The dead don't forget. And neither do we." I asked who she was. She said, "I was there. I was one of the voices. But I was never born. Just like you were never meant to find this tape." She hung up. I called back. The number was disconnected. That was 3 weeks ago. I still have the recorder. I still have the tape. I still hear the voices in my head at night. The lullaby. The dead language. The whisper. Yesterday, I went back to the forest. The trapdoor was gone. Replaced by fresh dirt. No hinges. No lock. Just earth. I dug down 3 feet. Nothing. Whatever was there is gone. But I still have the recording. I still have the names. I still have the voices. And I still don't know who they are. Or who I'm becoming. If you find a recorder in the woods, don't play it. Don't listen. And if you hear a child singing in a language you don't know, don't follow the sound. Because I followed it. And now I hear it everywhere. Even when the tape isn't playing. I'm still listening. And I think they're still talking. If you want to hear the recording, I'll upload it to the next video. But I'm warning you, once you hear it, you can't unhear it.